Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I wanted to take a minute to go through the goldfish questions that were assigned to you. I'm really gonna only focus on these five analysis questions here. Okay? So the first one asks about when Sergey answers the door when Yoni comes and how he reacts. And if we remember, he's very scared and nervous, and asks if his response seems reasonable. And you should have said yes. It does seem reasonable, and his cultural experiences help explain that because of when he lived in Russia, his family was Jewish, and the Russian KGB would come and basically ask his dad a lot of questions, and he was scared that they might take his dad away or arrest him, right? So this explains why in the future he's paranoid and scared when someone knocks on his door. Question 2 asks us to think about Sergey's character based on his first two wishes. What can we infer about him? And if we remember, his first wish, he saved his sister from cancer, and his second wish, he saved his girlfriend's sick son. So we can infer by those that he is a good person, kind and generous, right? Question 3 asks about the motif of wishing and how it applies to the story's major characters. So all this is asking you is essentially, what does each of these characters wish for? Okay? We said again that a motif is something that's repeated in a story. So how does the motif of wishing apply to the characters? Is that just asking us, what does each one wish for? So Yoni wishes to complete his film. Sergey wishes to have a friend, and the goldfish wishes to have freedom. So what's similar and different about their wishes? Well, we clearly see a connection between Sergey and the goldfish. And so you could have talked about those differences there. You also could have said that, Yoni and Sergey's wishes are kind of similar because Yoni wants to make this film where he talks to people, and Sergey wants a friend. So if he had used that chance to talk to someone, maybe he would have been happier. Question 4 talks about how the ending is a flash forward, and we kind of have to figure out that Sergey saved Yoni and kind of redid their whole conversation. And so it asks, is the structure effective, or would it have been better to know the details about Sergey's decision? I think this is effective. We can infer almost all the details, right? That he redid the conversation. We can kind of figure that out. I don't think the story has to come out and tell us, This makes it more interesting. Plus, I really like how it ends with us not knowing if the goldfish stays or not, right? Last question here. Reread what the goldfish tells Sergey in paragraph 22. What lesson is this archetypical wise character trying to convey? And has it revealed a theme of the story? This is when, Yoni comes up to the door and he asks Sergey, if you had a magical goldfish, what would you wish for? And Sergey doesn't fully understand what Yoni says because he's not fluent in Hebrew, the language that Yoni is speaking. So all Sergey hears is goldfish, and he immediately thinks that Yoni wants to steal the goldfish. So anyway, in paragraph 22, the goldfish tells Sergey, you didn't understand what he was saying. He was being honest with you. He was just asking you a question. There was no harm involved. So the message he's trying to convey is that, we need to understand one another, right? And, I think there's something there too about trust, right? So that kind of builds the theme of the story that if we don't fully understand someone, instead of just assuming what they mean or ignoring them entirely, we need to try and understand them and treat them like people. Anyway, guys, the rest of the stuff was kind of your own work. Some of you are still working on this one. It's not due till tomorrow, so I'm not really going to get into this stuff, but this just has you use the vocab words. If you need to look them up, they are in your textbook. You could look them up on Google as well. And then yeah, this part is writing. What I would do for this part, I did have a lot of people ask questions, so I'll talk about this for a minute, but it says, write 2 versions of a paragraph describing an experience you've had. So what I would do is just write the paragraph about an experience you've had, and then copy and paste it. But then you need to change both of them. You need to change the first one to make it sound more formal, so longer sentences, longer, bigger words, good grammar. And then you will change the second one to have an informal tone, so more like you would talk with your friends. Slang, incomplete sentences, that sort of thing. So just write it the first time, and then change it so where you have 2 different ones, right? Anyway, guys, take care. I will see you on Wednesday or Thursday.